All right, get ready to dive deep today because we're tackling cultural diversity.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, more than just like, surface level stuff. We're going beyond diversity is good,
Right.
right?
We need to get into the
Exactly.
why it matters.
Yeah, and we found this really interesting script that basically lays out this argument for diversity.
Yeah, it really gets into, like, the benefits.
That's right.
Right? It's not just like, oh, it's nice. It's like,
It makes a case for it.
yeah, it makes a case.
Yeah. So we're on a mission today to uncover those benefits, kind of see what this script is all about, and think about how they can apply to you, to the listener out there.
Exactly.
So to kick things off, this script starts out by defining cultural diversity.
Okay.
And it's not just about differences existing, right? It's about embracing those differences, really recognizing the value that each culture brings to the table.
And, that's something that's not new. That's been around for a while. Like, if you think back to the Silk Road,
Yeah.
that ancient trade route,
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't just about exchanging goods.
Right.
It's also exchanging ideas, cultures across these huge distances.
Right.
And all of that exchange was a catalyst for innovation, societal advancement.
So the power of diversity isn't just some like new trend.
Exactly. No, it's not a fad.
Yeah, it's been shaping our world for centuries, as you said.
Centuries, yeah.
That's fascinating. But the script goes deeper, right? It breaks down the benefits of cultural diversity into specific areas.
It does.
So let's start with one that I know you're really passionate about, creativity and innovation.
Yeah, I love that. And the script actually cites research. Like, for example, there was a study by McKinsey that found that companies with like the top quartile for ethnic and cultural diversity, they were 36% more likely to have financial returns above their national industry medians.
Wow.
36%. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a significant difference.
Yeah.
So it's not just an abstract concept, it actually leads to tangible economic success.
Yeah, it's not just like warm fuzzies.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But what's the mechanism there? How does diversity lead to those kinds of results?
Well, the script argues that it's because diverse teams are just more likely to challenge assumptions and to come up with, like, out-of-the-box solutions.
Okay.
Because when you have people from different backgrounds, different experiences, working together, they're bringing unique perspectives.
They can see things that we don't even know we're missing.
Exactly.
And they can see our blind spots.
They can see the blind spots. It's like having multiple lenses focusing on a problem.
Okay.
You just get a clearer picture.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's not just about profits either, right? The script also talks about the broader benefits.
Societal benefits.
Yes.
Yeah.
How exposure to diverse cultures can broaden our perspectives.
Right.
Help us see the world through those multiple lenses you were just talking about.
And that's super important as our world becomes more interconnected.
Right.
We're constantly interacting with people from different backgrounds.
All the time. What kind of examples does the script give for this?
Well, it talks about understanding cultural norms and values,
Yeah.
which is really important in a globalized marketplace.
Okay.
So, like, if a company's trying to expand into a new country, you need to be aware of, like, local customs, preferences, if you want to succeed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And on a personal level, having these broader perspectives helps you navigate intercultural interactions with more empathy and understanding.
So it's not just about avoiding faux pas.
Not just that.
It's about connecting on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And speaking of connections, the script also touches on, the economic benefits,
Yes.
right? We touched on it a little bit,
Yeah.
but it goes into how diverse societies often experience greater economic growth.
Exactly.
Think about like tourism.
Yeah, tourism is a great example.
Countries with rich cultural heritage.
They attract people from all over the world,
Yeah.
boost their economies.
It's kind of, self-explanatory
Yeah.
once you think about it, but
And then companies that cater to diverse markets,
right.
they're more likely to thrive in a globalized world.
It makes sense.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the script connects these seemingly different areas, from creativity to economic growth,
Uh-huh.
all back to that core idea of diversity.
It's all interwoven. Yeah.
It is. It's fascinating. And it also mentions that, diverse workplaces tend to perform better financially.
Oh, yeah.
Cites research showing that companies with more diverse leadership teams have higher profitability, better long-term value creation.
Makes you wonder why, right?
I mean, it makes sense, but
Why is that?
what's the reasoning?
Well, there's a few factors at play, but one of the big ones is that diverse teams are better at understanding and responding to the needs of, like, a wider range of customers.
Okay.
So they can tap into different markets, create products and services that resonate with more people.
It's like having a built-in focus group,
Yeah, exactly.
representing all these different demographics.
Yeah. And plus, like we were saying earlier, they tend to be more innovative,
Right,
which
yeah.
gives them that edge in the marketplace.
Right, right.
And then you have that culture of inclusion where everyone feels valued and respected,
Yeah,
which, can boost morale and productivity.
of course, yeah.
And that all contributes to financial success.
It all ties together.
It all comes back around.
Yeah, it's fascinating how all these pieces fit together. So we've seen how diversity fuels creativity, broadens perspectives, even drives economic growth.
Mm-hmm.
But the script doesn't stop there, right? It also talks about the social impact.
Social cohesion, yeah.
Yes.
That idea that diverse communities, when managed effectively, can be incredibly strong and vibrant.
It doesn't shy away from the fact that it's not always easy, though, right?
Oh, absolutely not. It can be challenging. Managing diversity can be tough.
Because cultural differences sometimes lead to misunderstandings.
Yeah, miscommunications, even conflict.
Yeah.
It's not a magic solution. You have to put in effort.
Right. Diversity isn't a magic solution.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we need to actively cultivate.
Exactly. And luckily, the script offers some strategies for doing just that.
Okay, good.
We'll dive into those a bit later. But before we do, I want to touch on one more benefit. The script highlights
Okay.
personal growth.
I was going to say, that's got to be in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How does diversity contribute to personal growth? Tell me more.
Well, think about it. When you're exposed to different cultures and ways of thinking, it challenges your own assumptions.
Makes you question things.
Yeah. It expands your understanding of the world.
It can be enriching to get out of your comfort zone,
Absolutely.
experience new things.
Yeah. Whether it's trying new foods, exploring different art forms, learning about different beliefs.
Like that saying, travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer.
It is.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's not just about physical travel.
Right.
It's about expanding your mental and emotional horizons
It is, yeah.
by embracing cultural diversity.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. And the script even gives a little pro tip for the listener.
Okay, give it to me.
Actively seek out diverse experiences.
Okay, I like it.
Visit museums, go to cultural events, talk to people from different backgrounds.
Yeah, put yourself out there.
The world is full of incredible things.
Absolutely.
And embracing diversity just opens up a whole new realm of possibility.
It does. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've seen how diversity fuels creativity, broadens perspectives, drives economic growth, strengthens communities, even contributes to personal growth.
Hit all the highlights.
But I know the script doesn't stop at just highlighting the benefits.
No.
It also delves into the challenges.
It does, and that's where we're headed next.
All right, so stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
All right, so we're back, and we're going to tackle that other side of the coin now.
The challenges.
Yeah, the challenges that come up when you're trying to navigate cultural diversity. I'm curious to see how the script handles this because, let's face it, it's not always easy.
It's no, it's not a perfect,
Not a perfect little utopia.
not at all.
Yeah. So how does it suggest we approach these challenges? Does it give us any guidance?
It does, yeah. It gives us like three main strategies
Uh-huh.
to help create an environment where diversity can thrive, even when there's, challenges. And the first one is education and awareness.
Okay, so education.
Yeah.
But we're not just talking about like textbook definitions here.
No, it's deeper than that. It's about developing like a real appreciation for other cultures.
Okay.
Going beyond just like surface level understanding
Right.
and seeking out authentic experiences.
Instead of relying on stereotypes.
Exactly. It's about getting out of your echo chamber.
Yeah, I like that. So how do we do that? What are some things the script suggests?
Well, it talks about, immersing yourself in different cultures, like if you can, travel.
Mhm.
But if not, even just engaging with, local cultural centers, festivals, art exhibits,
Right.
even just talking to people.
Right, just striking up a conversation with someone who's different from you.
Exactly. Just being open.
Yeah, I love that. It's about being proactive, not just passive.
Right.
But education is just the first step, right?
Yeah. Then we got to talk. Dialogue is the second strategy.
Okay.
It's about having open and respectful conversations about differences,
Even when they're tough,
especially when they're tough.
because sometimes those conversations are uncomfortable.
They can be,
Yeah.
but it's so important to have them.
Right.
It's about creating a space where people feel safe.
Safe to share.
To share their experiences, their perspectives, even if you don't agree with them.
Right.
It's about acknowledging that everyone has different backgrounds,
Different experiences.
and that makes our understanding richer.
It does. It does. I've always found that those are the best conversations,
Yeah,
The ones that challenge me to
Yeah.
think differently.
You come out of it with a better understanding.
Right, right. But dialogue alone isn't enough either, is it?
No, it's not. And this next one is really crucial. It's inclusion. That's the third one. And the script defines this as creating an environment where everyone feels valued, respected, empowered to contribute.
I mean, that sounds great, but what does that actually look like,
Yeah.
in real life?
Yeah, well, the script gives us some practical advice here. It says start with, being mindful of your language.
Okay.
Make sure it's inclusive
Right.
and respectful of all cultures.
Yeah.
And then actively seek out diverse perspectives.
Okay.
Make sure everyone has a chance to speak.
So it's not about just being tolerant.
No, it's got to be more active than that.
It's about creating a space where everyone feels like they belong.
Exactly, where their voices are heard.
And that makes me think about, the workplace.
Yeah.
What can organizations do to make a more inclusive environment?
Well, diverse hiring practices.
Okay.
Make sure you have representation from all different backgrounds.
At all levels.
Yeah, all levels. And then also inclusive leadership,
Okay.
where leaders are really promoting a culture of belonging.
So it's not just about ticking boxes.
No, it's got to be more than that.
It's got to be a true cultural shift.
Exactly, where diversity is celebrated
Right. Not just tolerated.
as a source of strength.
Strength and innovation.
Yeah. We've had such an interesting conversation.
Yeah, we really have.
We've gone deep, haven't we?
We've gone beyond the surface.
We really explored those nuances of diversity.
Both the good and the bad.
Yeah. But before we wrap up, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier,
Okay.
personal growth. The script seems to really connect that with diversity.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That embracing diversity can help you grow as a person.
Yeah, it challenges you, it makes you question things, it expands your worldview.
It's like, I know we just used a travel analogy, but it is kind of like that.
It is, yeah.
Opening yourself up to new experiences.
You learn so much.
You do. You really do. And it's not just about enriching your own life.
No, it's about contributing to a better world.
A more understanding world.
Exactly. So we've talked about the challenges, we've talked about solutions.
And we've talked about how diversity can transform you as a person.
We have. But the script goes even further.
It does.
Yeah. It talks about what happens when we don't have diversity.
Oh, okay. All right. So stay tuned because that's where we're headed next. Okay. So we've explored all the good stuff about diversity. We've talked about the challenges. But now I want to know what happens when we don't have it. What are the downsides of a lack of diversity?
Well, the script actually it gets into this. It says that a lack of diversity can actually lead to, negative consequences
Oh,
for societies and for individuals.
so it's what kinds of consequences are we talking about? Give me some specifics.
One of the big ones is that it can stifle innovation.
Okay.
Because when everybody comes from a similar background, has the same perspectives,
You don't get those new ideas.
you don't get those new ideas. Yeah, it limits your ability to come up with solutions, to problems.
It's like if you always do what you've always done, you're going to keep getting the same result.
Exactly. And diversity kind of shakes things up.
It pushes us to think differently.
Yeah, it challenges the status quo.
Right.
Without that, you risk getting stuck.
Okay, so it can stifle creativity, it can stifle innovation.
Uh-huh. And it can also have economic implications.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So, if you don't have diversity,
Yeah.
it can actually limit a society's ability to, compete in the global marketplace.
Because
Because if businesses and organizations don't have people from different backgrounds,
they don't understand those markets.
they might not understand, the needs of their customers,
Especially in today's world.
especially today, with
Yeah.
such a globalized marketplace.
It's super important to have that global perspective.
And the script actually, it even cites some research on this. Shows that companies with more diverse leadership
Yeah.
tend to have higher financial returns.
So it's not just a moral argument.
No, it makes good business sense.
It actually makes economic sense as well.
Yeah, there's a financial incentive.
So we've talked about creativity, we've talked about economic growth. What about the social and cultural impacts?
Yeah, well, the script argues that a lack of diversity can lead to people having, a narrower perspective.
Okay.
Less understanding, less empathy for those who are different from them.
And that can lead to all sorts of problems.
Exactly. It can contribute to social divisions.
Right. It makes it harder to solve problems.
Yeah, because you need to be able to collaborate. You need to understand each other.
Work together.
Yeah, exactly. And the script really emphasizes that diversity is not just about, fairness.
Right.
It's about creating a more just and equitable society
For everybody.
for everyone, yeah.
I mean, it's clear that lacking diversity has some pretty serious consequences.
Yeah.
And, you know, as we wrap up this deep dive, I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like I have a much better understanding of just how important cultural diversity really is.
You know, it's not just a feel-good thing.
Right.
It's crucial for societies, for businesses, for individuals.
It's like the script says, it's not just nice to have.
It's essential.
It's essential, yeah.
And we all have a role to play in, making our world more inclusive,
Absolutely.
more diverse, whether it's through education or dialogue or just challenging our own biases.
Yeah, just being more aware.
Yeah, we can all make a difference.
I think that's a great place to leave it.
I think so, too.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into cultural diversity.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep diving deep.